How did I end up here? I've travelled all my life. So, after university, I spent a lot of time in Africa. I'm an engineer by training, working with water resources. But over time, I started to work for the Red Cross and more in the refugee field, and that took me around the world. However, it never brought me to South America. So I thought, okay, let's come to South America, learn Spanish, see what happens. I was traveling in South America for about 4 months, and I got to Buenos Aires. Liked it, thought I'd stay. Buenos Aires is an expensive place, so it helps to volunteer. So I came to this hostel as a volunteer. And over time, that turned into a paid job, and it turned into more responsibility. And yeah, now it's very much home. I have a girlfriend, a job, an apartment, 2 dogs. I think I'm stuck here. As I said, my work history before was with refugees. Now you see a very imbalanced part of society there. You do see, whilst you have a lot of positive successes and things, you do meet people who have had shit lives all the time. Like here, it's equally artificial that people are meeting in a way. But you see the opposite part of society. You see young people who are sad seeing the world, enjoying themselves. And that fuels you, you know. It's quite nice to be fueled by the people around you. It's certainly refreshing for me. This is actually I think quite a good job for me. I'm naturally quite a jack of all trades, master of none. Always cleaning, always talking, sorting out the computer, sorting out problems, cooking. Ideally, I would just like to be sort of hosting, talking to people, sharing my knowledge of Buenos Aires. But it's different work, you know. So much of the job is just sitting there and having a nice conversation with people. It's rare we have one or two events, which is important because it's a small hostel. 20 guests is a really nice number. They get to know each other quickly. It's social. People meet. There's always an atmosphere here. Not a party, but an atmosphere. It's social. If you get down to 10 or 12, it can feel a little empty. It's impossible to leave the hostel without walking past everyone. And that's important. It makes people speak to each other. It makes people socialise. And that does change an atmosphere. They're not just people you're sharing a dorm with, they're people you've had a conversation with. Let's start at the front. Okay, it's the sala. TV, piano, guitars, pool table. Lockers here, obviously there's lockers in your dorm as well, but lockers here. We have 2 computers by here. Feel free to use them whenever you want. We've got beer and wine for sale in the hostel, but you're more than welcome to bring in your own stuff. That's absolutely fine. However, if you go and buy some beer, grab an empty bottle from behind you, save yourself 10 pesos. Selection of things to do, nights out. And on this wall down here, a favourite selection of bars. I've been here 2 years. I know they sit you really well. Any questions? Please ask me. This is the patio. We serve breakfast in the morning from 9 till 11ish. We're pretty flexible on these things. All of our bedrooms are attached to this area, so we see like in the night time after 10, keep the noise down. After 12, go in the front, close the door, 11, have a good night's sleep. Make as much noise as you want in the front. The bathroom by here. Another little patio out here where we cook barbecues once a week. Also, you can smoke out there if you smoke. And this is the kitchen. While you food, please grab a pen, stick your label, write your name on it, either stick it in the fridge or in a locker here. Food without names is food for everybody. And that is it. That is the hostel. We are small, 20 beds. You get to know everyone really quickly.
2 años. Trabajo en el hostel 2 años. Trabajar acá es bueno. Tiene algo positivo como algo negativo. Tiene mucha amistad de todo el mundo. Conoce muchísima gente de todo el mundo. Tú encuentras una gente en Buenos Aires, una persona en Buenos Aires, la puedes encontrar en Nueva York. La puedes encontrar en Londres, en todo el mundo. Esto es bueno.
Pues hasta ahora estamos llegando una semana. Teníamos por ahí en las cartas Polonia, teníamos Argentina. Bueno, donde no nos cobren nada en la universidad. Al final Polonia se nos complicó un poco, entonces dijimos, Argentina no nos cobran, a ver qué pasa.
Hace como 2 años terminamos la escuela, pero de ahí no hemos entrado.
Nos hemos dedicado por ahí a andar, pues trabajando como de aquí para allá, como viviendo pero rodando.
I arrived here, it was very nice because there was a barbecue going on, but I arrived a little bit too late, but still there was some red wine, and so they welcomed me, like all the crowd was sitting there and said, hello, I am Santiago, and all the names, and I could drink some red wine with them, and then we left for a salsa bar, and it was the perfect start.
So, where do you recommend we get a bite to eat?
Okay, I would say head out the door and walk towards Bolivar. You want to take a left, 5 blocks, no, 4.5 blocks. Take a right onto Bolivar and walk 4.5 to 5 blocks. Just before you get to Estadios Unidos, great burger bar, Banco Rojo, burgers, tacos. It's fantastic. Everything's 100 pesos. Just after Banco Rojo on the corner, there's a bar, Chin Chin, really big portions of tasty food. There's a nice tapas place just around the corner. Further on, there's a Vietnamese place. There's a place called Los Infernales, which serves Argentine food with non-Argentine meats, wild boar, rabbit, llama. Really good area, but if you're throwing everything at the perfect steak, to the Subte from Moreno outside the hostel, 2 stops north to Diagonal Norte, and the Green Line, 7 stops to the Plaza Italia. Come out to Subte and you want Tames. 2nd block along, it's a restaurant called Carniceria. It's a small barisha, 12 tables. It's arguable, it's debatable, best steak in Buenos Aires. We are 5 blocks from Plaza de Mayo, center of town. This is where the president lives, in Casa Rosado. Some of the oldest buildings in Buenos Aires are around here as well, lots of little small museums. Recoleta Cemetery is well worth going to. It's not a cemetery like you've ever seen before. It's a city of the dead. People aren't buried in graves, they're buried in houses, mansions even. The Reserva is probably the easiest place I can direct you to get to. Take Avenida Belgrano all the way across, all the way until you get to Puerto Madero. Puerto Madero is a heavily gentrified area. It's next to the water, it's really nice, lots of brand new skyscrapers. It's where the new money is. Cross over any one of the bridges in Puerto Madero and you're into the nature reserve. It's only open if the weather's nice, but if the weather is nice, it's a nice place to sit. Read a book, enjoy the weather, enjoy some peace and quiet away from the city. Obviously the biggest thing in San Telmo, what it's most known for from a tourist perspective, is the Sunday market on Defensor. To get there, it's a block after Bolivar. You take a left at the hostel, 6 blocks, every Sunday from 10 o'clock. You can't miss it. Years of doing this and I still can't do it properly. Unfortunately, if I feel like I just need to get away from this, that's probably a strong reason to stay. Does that make sense? Yeah. If something's making you crazy, it's something that needs to be fixed. But yeah, there are times when you're tired, you know, you work 12 hours straight, a lot of stuff, you need a break, just to switch off, just for 30 minutes even. Walking the dogs helps, although sometimes if I'm walking the dogs, it just means my mind starts racing and calculating, so you're not actually stopping working, you're just thinking about work. Going out for a drink? Always a drink. A drink always takes the edge off things, sad to say. It's strange, yeah, you're good friends with people for 5 days, and then never see them again. For me, it's the job and it's part of my personality. It's absolutely fine. Maybe I'm a little cold like that, but it is an important thing. Being able to be social with people and not miss people when they've gone. You know. Mm-hmm. Some of my best friends are people I met while backpacking. Certainly 2 of my best friends are people I bumped into in a hostel in Uganda, in Kampala. It's called Backpackers. See, I haven't actually seen either of them for a while, but they're people I do see regularly. We're in email contact all the time, and they still travel as much as I do. So yes, you are going to meet more people, but you're going to make better friends, mate. You know, so I've backpacked a lot, travelled a lot, and there are places I've stayed, places I've been, obviously, that I will never forget and I will always remember. You know, it might be a tourist attraction, you know, or something I did in all the hundreds of hostels I stayed in. There's 3 or 4 that really jump out as awesome places. And when people are on round the world trips, if they remember your hostel as a really good experience, you've made someone really happy for 5 days. That's what you should be doing. That's what you should be aiming to do, and that's what I hope we do.
What do you do about asada? More meat than you can eat. Good meat, Argentine meat. Starts at 9 p.m. and the meat keeps coming until midnight-ish. At least 5 cuts. But even if it's not about just the meat. It's about everyone sat around together, having a conversation, sharing some wine, talking, getting to know each other properly. It's got next to 4 people. I can't say no to more people wanting to meet.
O sea, de los muchos que éramos, somos más.
I have 14 kg.
Principalmente fue por la inquietud que me produjo a mí con un amigo nuestro que lo mal que le habíamos pasado en un viaje a Nueva York. Recorrimos 3 hostels y los 3 hostels eran muy malos. Y entonces la primera locura fue poner un hostel en Nueva York. Evidentemente luego no queríamos irnos de Argentina a Buenos Aires porque era nuestro lugar y dijimos, ¿por qué no ponemos uno en Buenos Aires? 15 días después de haber tenido la idea, vino la que en ese momento era mi novia a decirme que estaba en alquiler este lugar y en un mes lo abrimos sin saber nada de hostel. Principalmente siempre manejamos el hostel con la filosofía de que la plata para vivir nosotros la ganamos en otro lado y no acá. Se enamoró Rhys, que venía a quedarse durante un mes en Argentina y seguir viaje. Está hace 2 años y medio y ya es casi su hostel también. Tenemos una muy grande y fuerte idea y sueño con Rhys de hacernos socios para poner otro hostel acá en San Telmo. Así que ese es el sueño, hacer en un año y medio o 2, construir otro hostel cerca de acá, desde cero, hecho desde cero, siguiendo todas nuestras manos. Y una de las condiciones que tengo para poner un hostel nuevo es que le demos una habitación a un refugiado sirio. Es una gran persona, tiene una personalidad fuerte, pero ha trabajado para la Cruz Roja gran parte de su vida, ha trabajado en voluntariados en África. Todo lo que todos decimos de algún día voy a ir a ayudar a los chicos de África que tienen hambre, nunca lo hacemos, Rhys lo hizo.
Christian, you're blocking magic. The beautiful blondie or what?
See how the sugar caramelizes?
No, it's because it's a matter of love and beauty, and as you cut it, it feels good. Okay, guys, for me. Por favor.
It's a moment where Rhys explains things, and we save a lot of money in psychologists if he's the center
I get
of attention
to
now.
express myself,
Trust me, there is enough meat. I will try and make sure there's enough wine, although the supply of that is more limited than the meat. But more importantly, I think, enjoy the meat, have conversations, enjoy yourself.
I would like to say one thing very important for us today. This is the last asado for Marcia. Marcia is one of us. She has been almost a year with us. It's a very
Almost two.
You said 2 years.
Para mí no, yo no pienso así. Yo pienso que puede ser que Juliano lo va a encontrar una vez, no sé, puede ser en Bogotá. Pensando que no te digo adiós, yo te digo hasta luego, hasta pronto.
Christian lets me feel like this is my hostel, but there is a point where you want to own your own thing. I'm very lucky at the moment that me and Christian are talking about buying land and building our own thing. When I started working here and I really decided to start working here, not volunteering here, much of it was a question to myself about, do you want to own a hostel? What is the commitment? Can you work 15, 16 hours a day? And I've done 2 years here now and I'm starting to think, okay, maybe it's time to invest my money. But you need to ask yourself that question before you put all your savings into buying something that your heart's not truly in, and whilst you might think your heart is in something, until you've actually done it, you don't know.
Stop filming like this, you make me look amazing. You constantly take such shots at me smoking a cigarette on the side.
Did I imagine this in my life? No, I've worked for charities all my life, so certainly not. But I have a dream around sustainable tourism, and working here is convincing me to commit my money to do what I want to do. And that will be working in tourism, but also using that money, that profit that we make, and taking it back and investing in the community, depending on where we are.
México voy a estar en Querétaro un mes, pero ya luego voy a Colombia, que ya quiero estar en mi casa, ya quiero descansar. Sí, estoy triste porque más allá de que sea Buenos Aires, viví 5 meses en otro lugar de Argentina y es como dejando un pedacito del corazón ahí porque hice muchos amigos, me da un poquito de tristeza, un poquito de nostalgia, pero bueno, pues ya voy a regresar a mi casa y bueno, ya está.
I smoke too much, so my days certainly are numbered. But no, I had that moment at 30. At 30, I returned to the UK. I was working for the Red Cross in Africa, but I got a job with the Red Cross in the UK. It was a very good job. I thought at 30 it was time to come home and start a life, buy a flat, have a family, blah, blah, all that's it. And after 3 years, I realized that I missed the world. I avoided South America, consciously avoiding it, because there was always a thing in my heart saying Colombia, Colombia, Colombia. And it's almost like I wanted to travel as much as possible before I found that place that I wanted to stay, so I didn't have, so I wasn't missing out on traveling almost. And in a way, it's quite nice that I found Buenos Aires, and I love Buenos Aires. It's a really cool city. I do miss the beach. I am a diving and a surfing instructor, and I do miss the water. But this city has a lot to give. You enjoy places more when you get to really know them. And hopefully that makes me better at my job. It's interesting, like, you have conversations with friends and they talk about, I wish I could do what you could, and you did. And the simple answer is you can, but you can't have everything. Well, actually, there are those bastards out there who get to work online. But most people can't have that great job, the family, the house, the apartment, all that stuff, and travel. You've got to choose one or the other. And it's like, otherwise the grass is always greener. You've got to enjoy what you have.